All right, let's talk about a word that we all chase. A word that kind of shapes our whole lives. Wealth. We all think we know what it means, but do we really? Let's spend the next few minutes digging into what it actually means to be wealthy.
So just for a second, I want you to think about that. When you hear the word wealth, what's the very first image that pops into your head? Go on, what is it?
I'm going to bet for a lot of you, it was something like a pile of cash, a soaring stock portfolio, maybe a mansion or a sports car. And look, if that's what you thought of, you're not alone. Our entire culture basically screams at us that wealth is a number in a bank account. But what if that's just not the whole picture?
Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start by tearing down what we can call the money myth. This idea that your net worth and your life's worth are the exact same thing.
This idea right here, this is our starting point. Wealth is not just money. It's so simple, but it forces you to ask the next logical question, right? If it's not just about the money, then what on earth is it?
Well, that question leads us directly to our next section, redefining real wealth. This is where we zoom out from the bank statement and look at a much bigger and, frankly, a much more exciting definition.
So here it is, the new formula for true wealth. Think of it like a four-legged stool. Yeah, one of those legs is money, absolutely. But the other three are just as important. Time, health, and freedom. If one of them is missing, the whole thing gets pretty wobbly.
And the foundation, the very bedrock of this new idea of wealth is time. You know why? Because it's the one thing you can never, ever get back. You can lose every dollar you have and earn it back again, but you can't get back yesterday. So how you spend your time, that's the real first measure of your wealth.
And right on top of that, you've got to have health. I mean, think about it. Health is the engine that lets you enjoy everything else in your life. You could have all the time and all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, your physical and your mental well-being, it's all pretty much useless.
So what happens when you have control over your time and you've got your health? Well, you get the ultimate prize, which is freedom. The freedom to say yes to things you want to do and no to things you don't. The freedom to live your life on your own terms, not the terms someone else sets for you. Okay, so we've covered the external stuff, but now we have to turn inward because some of the most valuable assets we have are inside our own heads. That brings us to the inner fortune.
And here's where we see this really important split. The richness of your bank account, that's all about accumulation. And as we know, that can vanish in a heartbeat. But the richness of your mind, that's about growth. It's about knowledge, resilience, creativity, and that's something nobody can ever take away from you.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Wealth is having peace in your heart and love around you. It completely reframes wealth from something you frantically chase to something you cultivate, a sense of inner calm and strong connections with the people who matter. So, what's the point of all this? What does this new kind of wealth actually do for you? That's what this next section is all about. Choices, not chains.
This is the real superpower of true wealth. It isn't about buying more things. It's about buying more options. The option to quit the job you hate. The option to take a year off to travel. The option to spend afternoons with your kids. It expands the menu of your life.
And here's the other side of that coin. When your only goal is making more and more money, it can actually do the opposite of freeing you. It can create what they call golden handcuffs, right? These invisible chains that tie you to a certain lifestyle you have to keep funding. Real wealth breaks chains. It doesn't make them.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds amazing, but how do I actually do it? How do I build this kind of life? Well, our final section is all about the practical stuff. It's how to build it. It really boils down to a three-part strategy, and it's all about investing in yourself. First, you cultivate good habits. Things like moving your body, reading, putting a little money aside. Second, you acquire new skills, so you're always adaptable, always valuable. And third, and this is a big one, you actively nurture your relationships. That's how you get that compounding effect in your life.
And that brings us to the most important reminder of all. Money is a tool. It's an amazing, powerful, and incredibly useful tool. It can help you buy back your time, protect your health, and unlock that freedom we talked about. But it is always, always the tool. It is never the destination itself.
So I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. After everything we've talked about, what's one non-financial asset you're going to invest in, starting today? Is it going to be your health, your time, maybe a really important relationship, or learning a new skill? The choice, as always, is yours.